Hey guys, I'm Abby with Motor City Nerds. It's been a hard week, so this is going to be like a mini recap, because I did a mini thing about House of the Dragon episode 5. Oh, hi to the new subscribers. Welcome to the Penguin Gang. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if you're new here, you should subscribe. We have a good time. We're small, but we're awesome. I'm going to harp in on a few things from House of the Dragon episode 5. I definitely think somebody's watching through this werewood. I have my other video up about that. But we have Otto Hightower leaving. Stop trying to make Otto Hightower happen. I'm sick of it. Viserys is looking sick as hell. Sir Criston Cole's real upset. And at first, if you watch my reaction video, at first I was like, oh, you're starting to make me really feel for these characters that I've been shit-talking since before the show came out. But now I'm like, nope, you all stand exactly where I thought you would. I hate you. Also, this episode being titled We Light the Way, that is the words of House Hightower, so Alicent's family. And I have a video breaking down the greens versus the blacks made easy, and why her wearing that was a big deal. The one thing I thought was odd was him saying that they would slaughter her kids, and I'm like, would they? Because Tywin did that to prove a point. Tywin was ripping you out root and stem. That's what, and I have videos about why Tywin did that, but that was different from this. And it's like, this family's had issues before with the succession, and they didn't do it before, so why would they all of a sudden do it now, unless you're still trying to be a dirty, sneaky rat? But for the first time, I'm like, oh, are you genuinely not a creep to your daughter, but you're still a creep to your daughter, because you were like, hey, King, want to hang out with my daughter? And yeah. We have Corlys going to Driftmark, which was so awesome to see, and I'm sorry that I'm dying. I'm not okay right now. It was a really hard week. But anyway, I loved seeing Rhaenys and Corlys together. That was super sweet. I loved that they did the gayness I liked that they went right for it. I didn't know if they were going to allude to the rumors like I've been saying, or if it was going to be outright, but I liked that this was just outright. But that's what I mean. I think that, like, during Corlys and Viserys' conversation of, will the name change? And that happened with the royal family, fuckers. With the royal family, when the queen took over, and she was like, I should take his last name, and they were like, yeah, but those kids don't. That don't happen. The royal family name stays, and she had to make that choice. That's a real thing that happens. So I really liked that Viserys stood his ground on that, and I think his cousin Rhaenys genuinely was proud of him. Like, she loves her husband, and I love this couple. I've been telling you guys, this is one of the only documented couples in Westerosi history that is like, they genuinely love one another. So I love seeing them on screen together, and these actors are so great together. But you can see that Rhaenys like looks at Corlys like, I love my husband, I respect my husband, but but then she's looking at King Viserys like, oh, I respect the fact that you're saying, like, no, but their name will be Targaryen, like, no matter what. I think his cousin Rhaenys Targaryen was proud of him for that, but was still like, I love my husband, and being respectful. That's what I was saying. Like, I was really excited to see, like, the Targaryen slice of life stuff. Who genuinely, we got that with the Starks and stuff, but we never got to see this family. There was only Daenerys and Viserys, and I could go into the other ones, but I'm not. But, so we get to see the Targaryens actually, who's in it for power, who's in it for this, and who genuinely loves each other and cares about each other. And I think that Rhaenys genuinely means it when Viserys and her are like, oh, favorite cousin. I think that they do have a good relationship. So I think she's looking out. I think she's like, Viserys, like, oh, let's let the king go rest, this, that, and the other. And I think she's looking out. And then we get the scene of her and Corlys alone. And I loved that. And I loved Corlys saying to her, like, oh, I would do anything to make that right, this, that, and the other thing. And then she's like, you don't get it. We are putting him right in the line of fire. You have to remember, she was up for candidate for the Iron Throne at the Great Council when Viserys was. And she's lived and been around the sneaky King's Landing life more than anybody. Oh, and I loved Rhaenyra and him talking, because you could tell they both felt like liberated. Like, he could finally be him a little bit, and she can finally be herself a little bit, but they know what the deal is. And so I felt like when they were all at the wedding, this was a genuine good time. But then you got to remember it's Westeros, so it's going to go bad. Rhaenys and Rhaenyra talking on the beach, I thought that was really well done. I liked that a lot. And then, like I said, we went straight into the boyfriend stuff, and I was like, are they going to go there? Are they going to go there? And then they did, and it was awesome. And I was like, good, you're not shying away from stuff. I appreciate that. But yeah, to us as readers, it was always rumored that Laenor wasn't for ladies, and we never knew definitively. And we always knew that Rhaenyra had somebody on the side. So we get their conversation, all that, this, that, everything, whatever. And then we get to the boat scene, and I kind of started feeling for Criston Cole, and I was like, oh my god, you're like really heartbroken, you're really upset. some people were saying they thought they only banged once, and I was like, no, from the way the way they are talking, and you have to remember, like, a boat trip is this is like months and weeks that go by. So it's like, I assumed they had a relationship going on this entire time, and that's why he's so hurt. And I don't know, at first I started to feel for him, and then he snitched like a little bitch. He snitched like a little bitch. And it's like, I know you're sad and upset, and it's like, oh, Alicent, you are this mad because your friend got laid and it wasn't shitty? But yeah, he blurts it right out. Oh, and did you see the way those maesters are being all sneaky? Those maesters are being super sneaky with the king. I think they've been killing him. But like I said, this is just a quick breakdown. I want to get into other stuff. Oh, Daemon killing his wife. I'm telling you, he can't get it up. There were some things said. I told you couldn't finish. We never consummated our marriage, not even for political gain. But then I'm like, okay, I think Daemon I don't think he can never get it up. I just think he has issues getting it up. There's so much going on in front of this werewood that I know somebody's watching. The Three-Eyed Raven, Bran, somebody's watching. But I go into that in my other video. But anyway, too many things happen right in front of it. Alicent and Fuck Up Foot, Larys Strong, the guy who's Hand of the King now, not Otto Hightower, the guy who is now, one of his sons, tiny spoiler alert, ends up becoming somebody's boyfriend. So I'm like, this Hand of the King has been in on a lot. And him and Viserys were talking alone, and he's like, oh, how will I be remembered? And he won't stop cutting him off, and I was like, this man is dying, let him spit it out. But I was like, as a goober, Viserys, you'll be remembered as a goober. But we got Fuck Up Foot and Alicent Hightower talking, and he's telling her that, oh, the moon tea, and I saw it, and this and that, and giving her, and he's stirring shit up between the ladies. And then I'm like, you're really this upset about this? I mean, come on now. We get to see finally the Red Queen, which is Rhaenys dragon, and Corlys's wife, and then we get to see Sea Smoke again, which is Laenor, the Sun's dragon, we already saw, and I haven't watched the preview for the next episode, so I might react to that. I mean, it comes out in 12 hours, so nobody's going to care. People might not even watch this, but I'm going to put it out. I was super, super geeked for that, though. I love, the Red Queen is my favorite dragon, so I was, well, my second favorite. The next episode, I'll probably cry when Vhagar comes on screen. But, excuse me. They're coming into King's Landing. I like how we have these twins. It's like twins running family, so it's like we see Lannister twins, you know what I mean? But they could be playing flip-flopsies. If you have an identical twin, you could be playing flip-flopsies. We don't know. You could be flip-flopping out with your brother and going to things and not going to things, because this one seemed like, when he said hi to the princess, like he almost never met her before. But I thought that I was like, yeah, they could be playing flip-flopsies. But all the royal families are coming in, and we get the entrance of the Velaryons, and it's great. Then we get Daemon, and I loved when they ran a chair up for him to sit in all quick, and I loved it. But one thing I did come to realize watching this is, like, Viserys and Daemon, as brothers, genuinely love each other. And I think that's why Viserys is so hurt and stuff when it comes to him trying to get with Rhaenyra. But yeah, we have Daemon's entrance, which was great, and then we have Alicent show up in the green, mid-speech, all disrespectful in front of everybody, and this is saying something. Like I've been calling Daemon the master of PR, this was a PR move. When Alicent comes walking in and walks past her family's table, you see all of them are in the same green, and then you hear the Hand of the King Now's sons talking, Fuck Up Foot and Sir Harwin, and they go, what... or I have it wrote down, the Beacon of Hightower, so the Hightowers, do you know what color it glows when Old Town, the city it's in, where the maesters are being sneaky rats, know what color it glows when Old Town summons, so the Hightowers, summons its banners to war? Green. And like I said, I have a breakdown video of the greens versus the blacks. But like I said, everybody's having a good time. We have the dance sequence. I thought that was really well done in this group. We got to go from Laena and Daemon, and I think that Lena's on the up and up. I think she's pretty slick with it too. I think she's fully aware of how Daemon is and is like, I kind of like this bad boy. And yes, they do get together, so yeah, that's a thing. But we have them talking, we have Laenor and his boyfriend talking, and the way it flows through the party was really well done. I thought that was really well choreographed and really, really cool. Okay, I named my dog Hobart and didn't know that this fucker's name was Hobart, because fuck the Hightowers. So Otto Hightower's older brother, so Alicent's uncle, who's Lord of Hightower, Old Townville, he comes up to Alicent, and he says, we stand behind you, saying, like, we're going to put Aegon, your son, on the throne, not Rhaenyra, right? And that's what they're saying there without saying it. Old Town stands with you. and she knows what the deal is, and they know what's up, and we get to see, we have the guy from the Vale. Now, the Vales were super, I'm not going to get into it. The Vale's super proud because they were like, their knights are what the knights of the entire realm are like based off of. They're of the first men. They're very honorable. So that's why I was like, oh, I like that you have this guy checking Daemon, or trying to, and then Daemon checks him worse. And it was great. But I like that Sir Gerald comes up and is like, no, I'm going to check you, because in the Vale they don't fuck around with their honor and their pride and stuff. And I liked that. And I liked Daemon's response. It was great. Wouldn't Joffrey, and so that's Laenor's boyfriend, and Criston just be like, hey, we gotta be buds and start hanging out. That way when we hang out with this couple, it won't look so weird. But the way I felt like Laenor's boyfriend, Joffrey, was starting shit. But then I'm like, or was Sir Criston Cole trying to hurt Laenor because he's marrying who he loves? Oh, but before the scuffle breaks out, and my mom had a great take that I didn't even think about, but before the scuffle breaks out, we have Daemon and Rhaenyra talking, and I love that back and forth, and she's like, you won't, yada, 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 and I loved that. My mom thought that the kerfuffle in the fight was a distraction Daemon started and kidnapped Rhaenyra, and I was like, oh my god, because at first I thought Vhagar landed, and Vhagar's so big that when she shook King's Landing, and I was like, oh shit, everybody's panicking, and then I was like, oh no, it's Sir Criston Cole ruining the wedding, because there's always someone that ruins the wedding. Drunk or starts a fight or something. There's always somebody at a wedding starting some shit. You guys know I'm right. And it was Criston Cole. But I thought that was a great take from my mom. I was like, oh my god. She was like, oh yeah, no, I thought he was in the middle of kidnapping her and started a distraction. And I was like, oh my gosh. But then I noticed this on my like second or third watch through, was that the hand of the king nods to his son, who, like I said, he gets involved with someone down the line. He nods to him, and he starts shoving people and making the kerfuffle worse. And then he snatches up Rhaenyra for safety and gets her out of there. So, yeah. But I didn't notice him starting more shit until, like, my second or third watch through. And I didn't notice the Hand of the King do his little nod to him. I was like, oh my god. That Joffrey didn't stand a chance, man. He got his ass handed to him. Well, his face was obliterated. That was one of the most gruesome practical effects I've ever seen. And then Laenor crawling up to him was so sad. And I wish they would have kept the scene in of Rhaenys, because there's a deleted scene of his mom coming up to him and hugging him and knows, like, I know that was your man. Like, I'm sorry. But tell me, why do you think Criston Cole did that? Do you think he did it because that guy was semi-provoking him? Do you think he was doing it for his own safety? Like, but why? You're already in good with the queen, and this king is looking like shit. So, panic because he knows your secret? Well, then kill him tonight, not in front of everybody. But then I was like, or did you want to hurt Laenor? Tell me what you think. And then I didn't know if they, like, waited a day and then had the wedding, or if, because this was, like, the pre-party, but I liked when, I didn't realize that they cut back after the king falls, and they show the blood is still on the floor, so it's like, okay, we were supposed to have this big extravagant thing, and now we're just having this small, really quick, quiet thing because a tragedy just took place. Oh, and then that's what I mean, that werewood being there, somebody's watching, and we see Criston Cole go to off himself in front of it, and Alicent's like, Sir Criston, why don't you come in and be a dirty sneak rat with me some more? But yeah, I'm sorry that this is so quick, and my other breakdown stuff's there. I was just really geeked up after this episode, and I swear to God, thank you to the subscribers, thank you so much, and thank you to everybody who's on my OF, and everything else, and following me, and I really appreciate it, because this has been, like, literally one of the hardest weeks of my life. But yeah, I'm happy with Motor City Nerds. I've got a bunch of other stuff up. And yeah, House of the Dragon. I'll probably cry tonight when I see Vhagar.